turret needs repairs.
Let's see how much we can do without buffs. As you guys can see, I'm on heroic here. No buffs, just headhunter and vigilance. And I'm getting 21.4 million. 21.8 million. So now we'll try it with a hive. 21.7. 22.4 million. Per shot, 22.4 million. Just look at that. And this is elite on heroic. This is what I was talking about when I was saying one shot any NPC. 22.9 million. That is insane damage right there.
Infamous Trickster Gaming.
What is happening, agents? This is your boy Infamous Trickster, and I want to start off just by thanking everybody that subscribed to the channel and liked the videos and left comments. I appreciate every one of you guys so much. If you are not subscribed yet, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so that you don't miss any of my future content that I release. We're going to get into the video here, and I'm going to go through the weapons that I'm using. I'm going to go through the gear set and the skills of my choice that I have. So we'll break everything down. So without further ado, let's get into it here. So first and foremost, we are currently rocking the White Death as the primary weapon. Now with the White Death, there is a special story behind it. This is actually named after a very famous sniper, a very famous Finnish military sniper. His name was Simo Haya, and he actually has a record of over 500 kills. Now, his nickname was actually the White Death, so that's where this weapon's name comes from, and it's a really cool tribute to the sniper. Now, as you guys are seeing on the screen right under the White Death, I have just got the Mantis. That was for level 55 season level up. I literally got it last night, and I plan on making a video for that, but that's a whole other topic on its own. So back to the build here. Primary weapon that I'm using is the White Death. Now the rolls on here are pretty decent. I like the fact that I've got the max rifle damage on here. Now it rolled with another talent, so I put Ranger on here just because it amplifies the damage the further you're away from the target. So let's get into the stats here. So we're looking at max damage at 15% marksman rifle damage, 137% headshot damage, which is huge. The main reason why we're using this weapon. And we're looking at 8% damage to targets out of cover. Now, like I mentioned, talent on here is Ranger, amplifies weapon damage by 2% for every 5 meters you are away from your target. So obviously, like I said, the further away you are from the target, the harder your damage is going to hit. And the second weapon that I'm using is the Baker's Dozen M1A. So this one here was a max God roll, 15% rifle damage, 17% critical hit damage, 9.5 critical hit chance. And on here we're looking at perfect lucky shot. Magazine capacity is increased by 30%. Missed shots from cover have a 100% chance to return to the magazine. For those of you that spray and pray, this is the ideal weapon. Anytime you miss, you are getting it back, 100% return chance. And sidearm, the Trusty Liberty, we're looking at 13% pistol damage and 10% damage to targets out of cover. Now the talent on here, Liberty or Death, hits grant 2% damage, stacks up to 30 times. Headshots consume all stacks, repairing your shield for 3% per stack. Okay, so let's break down the gear that we're looking at. So I am currently rocking aces and eights, 3 pieces. So let's get into the mask here. So the main reason, obviously, we're looking at the 2-piece and the 3-piece. So the 2-piece gives you 15% marksman rifle damage, so that's making your White Death hit even harder. And 3-piece is the 30% headshot damage increase. Now the stats on here are 11.9 weapon damage, 10% headshot damage, and 8% headshot damage in the mod slot. The backpack that we're looking at, we've currently got Araldi, and it's a pretty good backpack here. I'm really liking this one that I picked up. So we're rocking it obviously for the 2-piece. So we've got 10% marksman rifle damage, again for the White Death, and another 15% headshot damage. The core attributes on here are 14.3% weapon damage, and attributes are 6.3 headshot damage, 8% weapon handling, and the mod slot has 8.7 headshot damage. Now the talent on here is one of the better ones. It's Vigilance. Now this increases total weapon damage by 25%. Now the only thing is, obviously you have to make sure you don't get hit, because taking damage disables the buff for 4 seconds. So if you ever do get hit, you just hide 4 seconds and you're back up to full damage. Chest piece is pretty good too. It's not ideal, but obviously the repair skills, I would prefer throwing some headshot damage on there, but I had to re-roll the talent on here. So let's look at it. So we're currently rocking the Providence. So this is giving 15% headshot damage, core attributes 11% weapon damage, attributes 16.4 repair skills, 4.3 critical hit chance, and 7.2 headshot damage in the mod slot. Now the talent is what really makes this build shine so much here. So this is Headhunter. After killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 125% of that killing blow's damage. Damage is capped at 800% of your weapon damage. This is raised to 1250 if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. Now if you're stacking headshot damage on your build like I am on mine, you're going to be way over this. I think I'm over double the amount. I think I'm at 327% headshot damage. So we're getting that extra 1250% headshot damage. Next we're looking at the gloves. The gloves we're looking at 10.4 weapon damage. Attribute we're looking at 10% headshot damage. And this is the second piece of Araldi that we're using for the 2-piece bonus. We're looking at 7.7 weapon damage, 8.7 critical hit damage, and 8.7 headshot damage. And last but not least, looking at the knee pads, we've got 10.4 weapon damage and 9.4 headshot damage. Okay, so this one here, skills that we're currently using are the Booster Hive and the Tactician Drone. Now the Tactician Drone is from the Sharpshooter Specialization, so let's go ahead and look at this Sharpshooter Specialization. Now for this build, you would only want to be in the Sharpshooter Specialization. I don't really see the benefit of being in any other specialization for this type of build. We'll get into some of the main reasons why here. So first and foremost, remember we are stacking headshot damage, so that's this talent here, 1 in the head. 15% increased headshot damage with rifles and marksman rifles allows for precision kills. So that's just extra damage for headshots that you're doing. A few other key benefits to this specialization: breath control, 15% increased weapon stability, reduced recoil, and faster reacquisition of targets. So that's definitely helping with this type of build. The next thing we're looking at is this one here. After 20 seconds in cover, you start generating 5 marksman and 5 rifle ammo every 10 seconds. So that's nice to have, and extra armor gained while in cover. So it's just a little bit of cushioning in case you do take those shots. Okay, so that's the specialization here. Now the skills that I was mentioning earlier, let's look at them here. So the booster hive, obviously we're using this one here just for the extra damage output. So I don't have any skill tiers or anything like that, so we're currently rocking this at tier 0, just as the base. So this is giving us a buff amount of 10%, 10.88%. Refill speed is 1.3, it's got 12 charges. The range is 8 meters. Duration is 52.2 seconds, and the health is just under 800,000. Okay, and next we're looking at the tactician drone. So this one here is looking at a cooldown of 3.3 seconds. I think that's bugged. Health is at 1 million, just over 1 million. Duration is at 345 seconds. Now, this drone is really good because of the fact that when you're sniping, you want to be aware of where all of your targets are. So this, what happens is you deploy your skill and then you can actually target a location for it to go to. Now what happens is when it gets to that location, it goes high up in the air and it just scans the area and gives you a visual display of all your targets in that area. So it's very good to have as a sniper because, like I said, you want to be aware of where all of your targets are. Okay, so there's obviously a few different ways you can play this build, playing around with the gear sets and the talents and all that kind of stuff. Even the skills, if you want to use the decoy. Now I'm going to be making another video with the mantis that I picked up last night from the live stream. So that's going to be another video that I'm going to do, and I will cover the decoy in that video instead. So for now, for this build, we're going to go with the booster hive and the tactician drone. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it for this build, guys. If you guys have any comments or any recommendations, definitely leave them in the section below and let me know what you guys think. As I mentioned before, I do stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. You can definitely catch me testing out some of the builds that I do on the channel. You can see them real time and see how they work and any tips and tricks that I drop while I'm doing the live play. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like this video if you found it helpful, and until next time guys, Infamous Trickster out.
Access key detected. Assistance needed.
Got a vis-
Fuck, not now.
This'll make us great.
Deploying turret! Division turret!
We got a KIA over here. Up here.
Turret needs repairs.
Friendly is KIA. Die, division asshole.
Incoming hostiles detected. Access key detected.
Infamous Trickster Gaming.